Hello and welcome to Studio 415.
On today's show, we'll find out how CHS students feel about the upcoming presidential election.
We'll show you how several Charter students are breaking gender stereotypes.
Then Balin Height will join us for sports, and we'll introduce you to a new baby Chinchilla.
I hope you're ready.
It's time to enter Studio 415. Welcome to Studio 415. I'm Seth Pendergrass.
And I'm Darcy Fosnoff. Between the political ads, SNL skits, and social media, the 2016 presidential candidates have been getting a lot of exposure, even with the high schoolers.
It doesn't matter if most CHS students are too young to vote. They have opinions about the two major candidates and the third-party candidate. I spent some time with the students of Carroll to listen to their opinions on the upcoming election. The two main candidates in the upcoming election are Donald Trump on behalf of the Republican Party and Hillary Clinton representing the Democratic Party. For those who cast their support to Donald Trump, many have commended his straightforward attitude and his tax plan.
So he focuses on that and says, these people don't know anything about politics, so I'm going to talk to them just like I'd talk to my best friend at the golf course. He's really upfront and straightforward, and I like how he talks to people like they're people.
Those who support Hillary Clinton have stood behind her moderate views and her policies towards the impoverished.
Hillary Clinton is, again, a centrist for most of it, like Bill Clinton was. She understands morals, understands some things need to be done, like helping out the poor.
A number of supporters seem to be supporting candidates because of grievances with the opposing representative. The supporters of Clinton have expressed their unsatisfaction with Trump's political experience and his lack of control, while on the other hand, Trump supporters have expressed unease with Hillary's conduct concerning events like the Benghazi scandal and her emails.
Trump has a temperament, obviously. I just don't think he's qualified. There's a lot of things that make him unqualified. Government is not a business.
There's too much scandal, there's too much behind her that we don't know, there's too much that she seems like she's trying to hide.
Due to these grievances, many students have viewed the debates between these two with a sense of entertainment rather than political discussion.
Oh, I actually only watched 40 minutes of it and ended up falling asleep. I thought it was entertaining.
Many people hope to spread third-party candidate Gary Johnson's name as a viable alternative as a result of the concerns surrounding the two major party candidates.
This election is arguably the best chance that we've ever had, because the fact that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are so hated.
Although there has been increasing rise in support of a third-party candidate, a lot of people still put their support towards the two major candidates.
Quite frankly, the party just still isn't strong enough to be able to win an election on its own. So, especially with this election, the policies of Hillary Clinton are just so different to the libertarian agenda that Trump is a much more viable option.
While most juniors and lower will be unable to vote, most of the seniors will be of age to vote if they register to do so before. The election will be decided on Tuesday, November 8, when Americans will go to the polls and cast their vote.
In other news, we have two stories today about students who don't want to be defined by their gender.
For the first story, Studio 415 reporter Caitlin Traxler shows us how female at Carroll has earned a lot of respect in the weight room.
Get up, get up, get up!
As a softball player during her freshman year, Jimmi Westbrook found out that conditioning was difficult and intense, but her love for the sport pushed her to join Carroll High School's strength and conditioning class. Through the class, Westbrook found herself falling in love with lifting. But breaking into the sport was no easy task. Being one of the few girls in the class, she faced being left out and stereotyped. But as she proved her strength, the guys began to encourage and support her.
And especially now that I have records and I kind of have that #1 reputation, all the guys really, they cheer for me a lot, and it's really great. The guys have been so awesome.
Driven and obsessed with seeing her results, Westbrook never let the thoughts of others stand in the way of her success. The more she improved, the harder she pushed herself.
When I'm really sore, in order to get out of bed in the morning, I have to think, today I'm going to go train, and I'm going to train hard, because if I hit 340 last time I did squat on a max, then next time who knows what I can get. Maybe I can hit 360 or 380 or hopefully hit my goal of 400.
Career-ending injuries are commonly seen in the sport. Some injuries can take away one's ability to walk. A study by the American Journal of Sports Medicine conducted from 1990 to 2007 shows that during the time period, nearly 1 million people ended up in the emergency room due to weightlifting-related injuries. 14% of the injuries due to overexertion, loss of balance, and muscle pulls. But through Carroll's sports medicine class, Westbrook has learned how she can prevent injuries for herself and how she is able to help protect others. New to Carroll, strength and conditioning coach Dan Jones was impressed with the passion and the knowledge she had for the sport.
She's consistently trying to better herself, and I would say a good fair amount of kids do that, but she goes the extra mile. She goes further than what I've seen a lot of kids, a lot of student athletes do.
Westbrook has broken 11 records here at Carroll, including the school's squat and power clean records, all the records in the heavyweight weight class, with her eyes set on her goal of squatting 400 pounds. After high school, with a coach lined up here in Fort Wayne, she begins training in hopes of going to the Collegiate Nationals for powerlifting. For Studio 415, I'm Caitlin Traxler. Okay, Jimmy, I'm ready.
For our second story about breaking gender stereotypes, we visit the Carroll cheer team.
Carroll's excited to welcome 2 male cheerleaders to the group this year. Studio 415 reporter Caroline Chastain has the inside look into these new additions.
Coming off of a 7th place finish at state last year, the Carroll cheer team didn't have much to improve on. This year, the team decided to change directions and divisions. I had the chance to meet with these new cheerleaders along with their eager teammates and coaches. After coaching the Carroll High School varsity cheer team for 7 years, coaches Kim Franson and Elizabeth Sturgis are excited about the recent addition of male cheerleaders. Freshman Jacob Fields and sophomore Austin Hamilton are the extra touch that cheerleader Jensen Brumball was looking for in her senior year.
It'll help us a lot more just because the boys have that extra personality that we need to kind of keep going with the whole thing and keep excited about it.
Fields' interest in cheer began as a 6th grader when he joined the All-Star Cheer program in Fort Wayne, and later when he decided to join the Carroll Middle School basketball cheer team as an 8th grader. Hamilton's love for cheer developed from being raised by a Carroll cheer team alumni. The sophomore also got started cheering through the All-Star program as a freshman and didn't intend to join Carroll's team until he was asked to do so by the coaches themselves. Hamilton professes that the coaches have helped him overcome potential fears.
When I came to Carroll, I was scared to tumble on these floors, but Kim helped me to face my fears and just throw everything.
Both boys agree that with the kind coaches and welcoming seniors, getting thrown on the varsity team has been a fun challenge. Fields claims that by putting himself out there, he has developed priceless relationships with his teammates.
When I first started, when I made varsity, I didn't want to be on it because everyone had their own cliques. But I was like, maybe I should put myself out there. And now we all loaf and we're all friends and it makes me really happy.
Hamilton states that his choice to do cheer has not been easy and he has experienced some negativity from other students. However, the boys' teammates and coaches are both ecstatic about the new faces and welcome them with open arms.
They're just like one of us. We treat them as if they were another girl on the team.
Head coach Franson claims that she's excited to have them on the team with the different dynamic they bring to the table. She also admits that the boys are great tumblers and have great jumps that will only help the team as they take on a new division this year. Carroll will move from the Class A division, where they competed against top indie schools, to the Coed division this year. They are excited about the opportunity to give it a good go for first place. From Studio 415, I'm Caroline Chastain.
Now we move from cheer to some other sports stories.
Studio 415 reporter Balin Height joins us now for sports scores and highlights.
Thanks, Darcy. This past weekend was a busy one for Charger Athletics. The girls soccer team played in semi-state against Munster High School and lost in a heartbreaker, 1-0, with the final goal being scored in the last minute of the match. Another semi-state competitor this weekend was the boys doubles tennis team of Ryan Van Wingarden and Grant Yeager. Their season ended in a loss to Park Tudor in semi-final play. The boys finished with a 25-3 record. Congratulations to both teams on great seasons. After last year's successful hockey season, ending with the city championship and third-place state finish, the undefeated Carroll Charger Hockey Club is excited for what the new season holds. The 2016 Carroll hockey season is underway. With many early season wins and an undefeated start in city play, the team is off to a strong start. Led by coach Olivier Legault, who is a former NHLer and former Fort Wayne Comet, the team has the tools around them to achieve their goals. The Chargers have played alongside with 6 other teams in the Fort Wayne Hockey League for over 30 years with many successful seasons, including 12 straight city championships. Senior captain Nick Ramsey and the rest of the team think that this season will be no different.
One goal our coach set us this year is to not lose a league game and also to win a state championship.
The season consists of 20 City League games where the Chargers play each team in the city 4 times. On the weekends, Chargers will play crossover games against teams from all over the state, which are more meaningful. These games determine the rankings for the state tournament. The teams expected to compete in the 4A group, which is the highest and most competitive in the state. With all the success the team has, it's a wonder why they don't get as much recognition compared to other sports here at Carroll. Although the hockey team carries the school name, this is misleading as they are a club sport. This means that the school doesn't support the team financially. This, coupled with the team's lack of exposure, is a reason why senior Adam Studi believes they don't get as much attention here at Carroll. Studi believes that there are plenty of reasons why fans should support Charger hockey.
If you're bored one day, you should come out to the game because it's a league game. We're going to win. And high-scoring games, high intensity, there's a lot of hits.
You can catch the Chargers tonight in action against the Leo Lions at Sport 1 Parkview Ice House. Puck drops at 7:10. Both the boys and girls cross-country teams competed in semi-state, with both teams finishing first. The girls and boys will compete in state this weekend in Terre Haute, Indiana. The football team begins sectional play this weekend at Warsaw. Pre-sale tickets will be available in the athletic office today through noon and on Friday. The volleyball team also competed this weekend, winning a sectional championship and advancing to regional play after 5 intense sets over the Snyder Panthers. That's all for sports. Back to you, Seth and Darcy.
Thanks, Balin. Our final story today, Carroll High School is welcoming a new member into the Charger family, a furry baby chinchilla named Oliver.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding the arrival of this baby chinchilla. Studio 415 reporter Spencer Sistaveras has this story.
On September 20th, 2016, the Animal Science Lab was greeted with a new member. The baby chinchilla had mysteriously appeared in the lab after the teacher, Cindy Raker, had entered at the beginning of the school day.
All of us were like, oh my gosh, we didn't even know that she was pregnant, let alone going to have a chinchilla. We left one night, came back the next morning, and there it was.
Chinchillas are known for their soft, luscious fur. Native to the Andes Mountains in South America, chinchillas are nocturnal, which is why if you visit with them, they're almost likely sleeping. They were almost hunted to extinction, but were repopulated as pets. The chinchillas are also not fans of water, and that's the reason why they take dust baths. They are great pets but require lots of care.
But it's not just the baby chinchilla that is being taken care of. There are many different animals that are tended to by the Animal Science Lab. Cindy Raker gives most of the responsibility to the students. Oh, buddy. The students take care of a baby ball python, 2 guinea pigs, 2 adult yellow-eared sliders, and many more.
Usually it's the ALS animals class that comes in and feeds the animals every day, cleans out their cage, and then weekly we also change the bedding completely or more often if necessary.
If you're interested in learning about these animals a little bit more, then sign up for the ALS Animals or Animal Science classes. You can also visit the animals after school in room 411. For Studio 415, I'm Spencer Sistaveras.
Thanks for joining us today.
If you have any story ideas that you would like to see covered, mention them to any of the students in the credits or Mr. Johnston.
For all of us here at Studio 415, have a great week, Carroll.